Okay, the first slide shows about this rupture that I experienced from my motherhood that I was telling about. Oh my God, Valentina just came back from school. I hope she's silent. And not just because became a mother, but because I became a nurse, an untrained one, and also a caregiver. And I had to level up these expectations versus the reality. So you can go to slide 3, please. These these initial days are marked by a deep sense of loss or grief for the child who was supposed to be. This grieving process is essential. However, many mothers describe an ultimate shift where they realized their child was sent to teach them. And that was I took me 11 years to understand. So I would like to share some tips and my experience a little bit because the journey of a mother, I'm talking especially to mothers here, but also to fathers, with a young child diagnosed with Prader-Willi syndrome, is a transformative experience that reshapes her identity, her expectations, and her understanding of love. The key to building a truly spectacular life lies in early adaptation, proactive strategy development, and a fundamental shift in perspective. So you can go to slide 4, please. We hear like three uh, important words: adaptation, love, and patience. So, what I think about like redefining love, love becomes less about passive sentiment and more about active, strategic protection. It is love that locks the cabinets. It is love that enforces the routine. So, let's talk about a little bit of patience as well. Patience is a superpower for our mothers to people with PWS. The hypotonia and executive functioning delays inherent in PWS force a radical slowing down. The mother learns profound patience, not as a gentle virtue, but as a critical tool for success. She learns to wait, to guide, and to celebrate progress on a non-linear timeline. So, one thing that I've learned is do not compare your child to anyone else. They are unique. Your family is unique. We are talking to people all around the world with different challenges, but also with so many, so much in common as well. So Valentina has a very important cognitive rigidity allied to anxiety. So she is struggling to be here with us as well. She's struggling to cope with this world. So that's where the superpower patience enters to understand that we may be frustrated to have to interrupt our lives, maybe to leave behind our personal dreams, uh, but they count on us to be their guide, to be there for them. And we should honor this with as much as love we can. You can go to the next slide, showing the result of her growing up and as a protective mother as well. There, this slide shows that I reached for rare disease associations as well. I was there in a walk for rare disease. And this is very important to find your community. And let's talk about a little bit of these early good habits and our role as mothers. So we talked about consistent therapy like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. But what is our role in this? To be the consistent guide, to maintain the routine, understand that movement is harder for your child, and celebrate effort and not just achievement. When we talk about start GH therapy early, what is the mother's role, the parent's role? The informed advocate. One tip, like study a lot about the syndrome so you can have the tools to talk to doctors, to understand what they are saying, and you become the expert on your child. Research and manage this complex medical regimen with precision, knowing it directly impacts muscle mass, bone density, and energy output. I'm talking about GH therapy, growth hormone therapy. When we talk about feeding, establish a food secure environment. So, what is our role in this? To be the strategic protector, like develop a game plan to be smarter and more alert about food. This is important before the constant hunger drive begins. This minimizes anxiety for the child later. So, when we talk about food, one advice is talk about food with your child. Teach them about healthy food, healthy choices. Put them in contact with foods because in time they will learn to also make healthy choices. Because if you just give them something or restrict, or food become or meals become a stressful thing, it is harder. So act natural because they will in time learn about the reality of food. Of course, they will be exposed to food in birthday parties, in school. But another advice, if you don't introduce things, if you don't show things to them, they don't exist. It took me like 4 to 5 to 6 years to let Valentina knows about Eastern. Why should I tell her about Eastern? So like don't let them taste things because they become addicted. We become addicted to sugar. So the more you restrict this access to tasty food, the better. So moving on, when we talk about structure and predictability, visual schedules and concrete routines, what is our role? The anchor. Recognize that a predictable schedule keeps your child's anxiety low, which is the root of most challenging behaviors. Your consistency is a form of healing. And when we talk about positive communication, this is the key for me and her. Um, what should we be? We should be the cheerleader and translator. Speak to the child's strengths. Recognize that non-compliance is often due to an executive functioning disorder or high anxiety, not willful misbehavior. You can change to the other slide, please. I think they show like two small videos. You can play the first one, but put on the silent mode, please. Like showing that we should be their cheerleaders and to celebrate their victories and have fun with them. I know exercise is a key pillar to them, but have fun, make your life lighter because we struggle a lot as parents. And be humorous, like laugh about everything. If your child has like some cognitive rigidity as Valentina has, play around these. Like, don't do this, do this. I need you to do this. No, just laugh. Oh my God, okay, what am I doing if you don't go to take a bath? Oh my God, you stink. Like, play with the words and be there for them. The PWS diagnosis often acts as a crucible, forging a new, stronger person from the mother she was. You can go to the other slide, please. Is it find your community? Okay, so this is fundamental. Valentina, she is my teacher. She modified my soul and she rescued me from a place and put it in another one. So when you find your community, if you don't have a community, build one, a small community. But when I gave birth to her, I became so involved in the caring that I forgot completely and I had to leave my job, my work. So, this I had to think about, not to be frustrated. And then I tried to channel my abilities and my expertise to build an association in Brazil, along with Gabriela and all the other directors. You can change, please, to the other slide. So when you channel everything you've thought, it must be the source of your frustration. You can put it out, building something concrete that helps your community. So, yeah, as mothers, we I struggle a lot with communication also. So, communication with love is the key to alleviate anxiety with her. This took me almost 11 years to realize, as I said in the beginning. The way I am relaxed reflects on her. They struggle a lot with anxiety as soon as they wake up. So the more we are relaxed and not like giving too much hard thoughts or seriousness in everything, the lighter the life is. So really be there for them, especially during crisis. I was there at the conference in the United States in Arizona, and I heard Dr. Deepan Singh said, we have medications that help, we have therapies, we have strategies. But the most important thing that I know from families is that when you are there for them, especially in during crisis, this is the better medicine. This is the most important medicine, to listen, to understand, to be equal as them, to be almost as you have the same age as them, and to let them speak, to talk from their heart and minds. So, for the mothers and fathers here, refuel yourselves every day. But we have to do something for us. We give so much that we may feel we are empty. We don't have anything to give anymore. But be aware of bad feelings and thoughts and the risk to compensate our frustrations with eating too much and drinking too much or with bad habits. So we must be aware of this. So we had our first symposium here in Brazil. We had to to know doctors and therapists and to gather families. So this small thing that creating the association like transformed into a big event. And then the other, please, the other slide. And then I think it is like showing me at the conference, like
Yes.
what path? Yeah, what I path? I was invited Thank you. I was invited to talk in a Trailblazer panel there at the conference. And I sat there. I never imagined being in an international conference talking about my life and talking about the PWS Association. So, how many possibilities when we engage and embrace our destiny and we let her children drive us to when we help each other, the doors open everywhere. So the last slide, I think, is what I have to say. Challenge them, be happy with them. We went to this park and we went in a roller coaster that was very hard, very fast. And I said to her, will you go with me? And she said, yes, I will. Are you afraid? A little bit. Mom is also afraid. Let's face it. Okay. Okay. And then at the end, she said, was a bit too much for me, but she didn't cry. And I said, I know. Uh, do you want to go again? And she said, yeah. So don't put barriers in your dreams. Just my last words. By committing to these habits early, mothers and fathers move beyond merely managing a syndrome to actively designing a life where their kids can thrive within their unique parameters, our parameters. The spectacular life isn't defined by the absence of struggle, but by the extraordinary love, strength, and joy cultivated in the face of it. Thank you so much.